Welcome back to the Redline Report, powered by HireMaster. I'm Shasta Jones. On today's episode, we are discussing the State of the Union, freight capacity trends, the recent emissions updates, and more. At the recent State of the Union, Dan Van Alstyne, President and Chief Operating Officer at Ruan Transportation Management Systems, had the privilege of attending and knowing the trucking industry made its presence and importance known for the future of our country. Dan Van Alstyne stated in a Transport Topics article, quote, "It is clear the next efforts need to go towards freight bottlenecks, new highway and bridge construction, intermodal connectors, and truck parking capacity. The new Republican House majority has a vital oversight role in ensuring these funds are spent wisely. The ATA has testified twice before House and Senate committees to drive this point home for lawmakers," end quote. Chairman of ATA, like Alstyne, knows the transportation industry is the most critical link in the supply chain, and they will continue to build solutions for upcoming challenges. This includes expanding the amount of engaged candidates to join and work towards the goal of minimizing congestion and increasing the flow of freight. By being a part of the State of the Union agenda, it reinforces the importance the ATA has on Pennsylvania Avenue and the power of the trucking industry.
Are you missing your hire goals month after month? Let HireMaster's strategic account team be a part of filling your empty trucks and growing your fleet. We use our full list of successful products to ensure your goals are met. Let's talk.
Recently, American Trucking Association's president, Chris Spear, addressed U.S. Congress with appeals to not allow California and other states to steer national emission standards. ATA President and CEO Chris Spear said in a recent Truck News article, quote, "ATA worked with the Environmental Protection Agency producing Phases 1 and 2 emissions reduction rules, as well as the Smart Way Transport Partnership, which has been a model of public-private cooperation. To date, 98.5% of all emissions have been removed from our tailpipes. In fact, 60 trucks today emit what one truck emitted in 1988, end quote. Spears emphasized the trucking industry will get to zero emissions, but California's own timelines are too aggressive. The ATA has a plan, and President and CEO Spear stated, quote, "Over the next decade, trucks will be tasked with moving 2.4 billion more tons of freight than they do today. The moment that slows or stops, Americans, your constituents, will want answers. The responsible approach is also the realistic approach. Achievable timelines and targets matter. We're committed to a cleaner environment. We've proven that. We simply ask that we be realistic about the path forward. Do that and we'll post the best environmental gains possible," end quote. After the past few years of unpredictability, the trucking industry can look forward to some positive freight capacity news. A lot of freight markets are showing signs of normalization, and capacity is more attainable than it has been since the pandemic. The first to show signs of normalizing is predictable seasonal trends, which will have a larger impact from previous years as unsteadiness levels off and a new market balance makes an appearance. Another item to watch is consumer demand. It is expected to decrease with fewer shipments to move, so expect freight capacity to become available, which will take the edge off the market. Keep in mind, some challenges will continue. Shippers will need to pay attention to capacity shifts, macroeconomic pressures, changing policies, fuel prices shifting, and labor negotiations. To maintain a balanced freight strategy in 2023, shippers must continue to assess existing partnerships and be open to new partnerships that align with their priorities for success. While 2023 brings new plans, one constant is having strategic management partners that can provide the resources and expertise necessary to adapt to the new market in the new year. You can check out the full article on breakthroughfuel.com. Carriers, do you know why you're struggling in a certain area? If you weren't sure how to answer that question, then you need to do a market analysis with HireMaster. Macy Robertson Reyes, Vice President of Client Strategy at HireMaster, researches and builds custom market analysis reports to identify your strengths and opportunities with your competitors within a targeted area. Let HireMaster be a part of your strategy and know your market. Reach out to your account rep today to learn more about HireMaster's never-ending sources for client success. Thank you for joining us for this week's Redline Report. I'm Shasta Jones. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch each episode of the Redline Report powered by HireMaster. See you next week.